Hi, I'm doing a video on trying to fix all of the creaks that I'm experiencing in the roof. I haven't seen many videos online. I know they do some sort of adjustments here and there on the SLK R171, the Mark II, and all of the stuff that I've seen online doesn't really cover what I've done. There might be a few forums where you can go in, but I've had like a bulletin, Mercedes-Benz bulletins that I've read through, and but these are all of these creaks that you're hearing. If you're driving along and you're experiencing all of these creaks coming from the back, especially on that side, it's just behind the drivers and the passenger headrest in these areas. I mean, there might be a few reasons apart from the fact that this is an old car and 20 years old. Everything just creaks on this, all the plastics, etc. But I found that the biggest culprit over every single speed bump, pothole, even just a mild imperfection in the road, you just hear these creaks. Okay. Now, the plastic itself behind, it's fine. That is not the main issue. The main issue is I found was to be these, and I'll show you. It's a bit tight. So basically, first thing first, I'm gonna just turn the ignition on and then put the roof down for you to see. Put the roof down. Close boot lid separator. 1 second. Also, of course, lose the separator. And I'm just gonna slightly put it down. My camera's not great. I have a bad phone, but you're not here for that. There you go. So this is enough. So basically, I haven't seen much stuff, but it's this. You see here? There's a little V-shaped plastic adjustment. You see there's a Torx there. So you have this which basically slides into that. Now on both sides, especially on the passenger side, I'm on the driver's side now, UK version, this didn't really fit very well in there. So when the roof was down, there was still quite a bit of a gap, so it was sitting on it, but not much. So you can see it's got these little teeth. Come on, adjust. You see it's got these little teeth, so once you loosen it up, it's very tempting, very tempting to go a few teeth down because you just want to eliminate that creak straight away. But I'd say just do one at a time. So I've done one at a time on both sides. The left-hand side, the passenger side, was worse. The bulletins also say about these. So if these are loose, this is where there's like a hook that goes in over. But mine is fine. I had no problems with this. It was that. So because of that, the roof was moving from left to right. So I've done that, and yet I still had then I realized there was more sounds to it. So it wasn't as bad as over the speed bumps and imperfections. But there was something else. Okay, so let me just put the roof back down. So you see here, don't know if you can see it, there's that V there, right there. You see where it's all greased. I greased it up a little bit more as well, but that's in a lot more than what it was, and I'm not even sure if it should be even more, but for the time being I'm happy. Turn the ignition off. Okay. Now, I got somebody else to drive because I couldn't work for the life of me where the noise was coming from. But it was still from the back, so it was from these sides here where it sort of appeared. And I got somebody else to drive. I sat on a bumpy road, very slowly. There's nobody around, and I was listening carefully here, and it was sort of the sound was traveling inside, like here. Like, what on earth is that? What's happening? And basically, and I'll show you, when I worked out it was something to do with the boot lid. So on this side it was, so it was coming from here. So on this side, if I press, there's nothing here. There's sort of, because I have adjusted and I'll show you. Solid, nothing. Come on this side. This. Oh my god, this was doing my head in. And combined with the latch, the V hook, the V shape recess, that was predominant, so it was covering up for this. This is gone, and now I could just hear this all the time. And there's a multitude of things you can do in here. And let me show you. Let's put my torch. Now, you got this bump here. So this bump here is rubbing here against this. See, there's a mark there. So I've adjusted on that side. It's just a nut, 10mm. It's very easy. I'm sure you can do it. There's this. Now I'm sure that this rubber, I don't think this was any, because actually this is really soft, but I've lubed that up as well. And this is more for the mechanism for when so anyway, so it doesn't go all the way and stops it. I don't think so. But actually, it's this thing. You see this? Look how worn out this is. And this slide, it goes right next to that. Okay, this plastic thing. So I think when the boot closes, it stops it from moving left to right. And it's either too tight, too loose, I'm not sure. On the other side, I didn't do anything yet to it, but what I have done, I've just put a little bit of lube here. I've put this liquid moly rubber care, which I have been, I mean, I'm sure you've seen this to do all of the seals everywhere. Everybody talks about it. It's like holy water for the SLK world, this. If you can't get the official Merc stuff. So I put a little bit, I dabbed a little bit here, a little bit there on the other side, because it was doing just as bad. That side completely gone. I mean, sure, this is very creaky, but this gave me no grief, I'm sure. It's this here, because this is the tunnel. This is that tunnel where I could hear all this noise traveling. Ignore the mess. All of this noise that was traveling, and it's this here. So you can adjust it. I'm gonna have a bit of a research. Come on, focus. You can adjust this left to right. Should this be really tight or not? I don't really know. I think it should be touching, but that tight, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna lube it up a bit. Maybe move it just ever so slightly, an inch, just an inch. Not an inch. That's too much. A mil. Just a mil over, and see what it does. If it's too much, I'll back up, because again, I don't think the boot, once the boot is closed down, it doesn't really move that much, and was quite sturdy, in my opinion. I might be wrong. Let me just cover another point while I'm here, because I have seen some bulletins about this, and I've posted online. If you have a gap here, so I had a gap between, in this, I thought this seal was worn out, because when I was closing the door and I was getting a lot of condensation, this here, there was a gap. You can actually, you could have seen through. Now you can't so much anymore. I'm sure this is also worn, but you can't see that anymore. So a lot of people are saying, get this door card off. There are adjustments, so there's loads of adjustments. It's got some rubber bungs underneath as well, here somewhere. There's some bungs, and I think there's adjustments there. I haven't done it. You have to take the door off, and there's like 2 bolts holding the regulator, the screen on the regulator, the window on the regulator. I didn't do that because I thought, I mean, on this side, the gap, I mean, you can still see it's not great, because on the manual, it basically says this has to be like, uniform, so this bit here should be pushed in more, and this on the top should be come up there, so it's nice and straight. The driver's side is a lot nicer than this one. This one is, it makes do. So you see I'm already overlapping nicely. It was worse before, trust me. That you see, you can see my greasy fingers a bit for me trying to move this one up and down. But basically what I've done, so you have two ways of adjusting this. One, you can move the window that's sitting like this, left to right. You can just move it this way. So what it does is it brings the top up outwards and the bottom a little bit inwards. So you say, okay, that's fine. But if that's not really the issue, what you have is this will not sit in properly here. So maybe it will sort of like push against it. And when I did that adjustment, I'll show you how. But when I was closing it, it was kind of, you could see that I was pushing the window. This window here, it was pushing this one a lot harder than I would have liked. I know it has to be a nice seal. You know, some people might be happy with that. I think it was a bit too much. But it's basically is this rubber grommet from here in the wheel arch. There you go. He says, there you go. So you see, it's in there. Can you see there's a bolt that's sticking out there? You undo that. And it has a lot of adjustment towards the left and towards the right. It was all the way to the left, to the max. I pushed it ever so slightly to the right, a little bit, so I can bring this window towards the left a little. So if you push it that way, the top comes in this way. So I've done a little bit, not too much. And then you put the window, the roof all the way down, with the window down. You take this off, 2 Torx screws here. This comes off very easily. There's a clip, a trim clip in there. It pops out really easily. This pops out. You don't even need to take this off. You can just slide this, and there's the speaker in there. Just slide this out very easily, very nicely. There's this rubber trim that goes along. You see this, so it's already like very bent. That just pops up very quickly. Is a second job, just pops out. And what you will have in here, and I'll show you on the laptop, is these 2 screws. Okay, no, they're not screws, they're bolts. So this is basically 2 clamps like this, and they're holding the glass at the bottom, one on each side. So it's one 10mm there and one 10mm there. They're basically down here. So once you pop this trim off, once this trim pops off, and then that rubber seal, pop it off, you'll be able to see those screws down. They're very tight. Now, what I've done is I've actually put the windows back up, everything back up. Use this 10mm spanner with the ratchet in is what you need. But if you don't have one, you can use the end of it. You'll be there a while. They're quite tight. I have a rope tied to your hand. If this falls, I don't know how you retrieve it, because you can fall in the middle there. You undo them. You undo these 2 clips that hold the glass, one side there, and it's just very easy. You put the roof down. This goes down a little. I mean, this is getting a bit complex, but if you have a bit of DIY knowledge, then you'll be able to do this. Untighten that clip, untighten that clip down there with a spanner. Don't drop it. Put the roof down a little, so when these start dropping inside, that's it. And then you just move them. The whole glass just moves back and forth, back and forth. So not too much. So really, you want kind of the back one to be pushed up. That's what I think. You might think it's wrong, but this worked for me. So the back one, that was proper loose. So was this one, not all the way, but it was still movement there, so it can move inside those rubber gloves. Bring the glass a bit forward, because when you close it, I have, even now you can tell, like even now, I have a lot of material here at the bottom. So this is at the maximum. You can see this is already hard. You can't go any more than this. Probably it could do with being pushed backwards. Probably some people say then this window might need to be adjusted, but I'm happy now. this is too much here. You see, this is already, there's still a lot of sort of rubber there that it's exposed, so it's not really equal. The driver's side is very nicely and straight. You can pay somebody to do it. I'm sure there's roof specialists and etc. I'm happy with this. I have no more gap. I've tightened this back up, these two clips there, these two brackets, put everything back together all the way up, and then that's done. The next thing I'll be tackling on this, if anybody's interested, but I've seen a lot of documentation and videos online, is the air scuff on the driver's side not working, and my heated seats, only the back works, not the bottom. So I'll be tackling that. Maybe I'll show you another video, maybe not, who knows. Thank you.